So Zach asked me to talk to you guys about imposter syndrome today. And so obviously, that's not what my speech is about at all. But it's sort of what it's about. And so I'm big on, the way that my brain works is, how is it? What is it called when you have letters and each letter has a word? Acronym. Wait, what? Acronym. Okay. I'm big on acronyms. That's how my brain works. That's how I dump information. And so I'm going to teach you guys with an acronym today. Okay. So going off of imposter syndrome, the way that we can get around, or let's do this first. Who here suffers from imposter syndrome, even just a little bit? Yeah. You're a freaking liar if your hand doesn't go up right now. I'm even like, should I be up here speaking to these guys? Are you kidding me? Zach's like, he's great. I'm like. So my message today is leading a purposeful life. Because when you lead a purposeful life, imposter syndrome dissolves on its own, okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to write purposeful. I'm not going to have enough room. Full. Okay. So I'm going to go over to you guys today what it means to lead a purposeful life, how that affects you, how that affects your business, and how you guys can scale that to financial freedom. Sound good? Cool. So what is the first thing that we need for a purposeful life? People. Or I should say, what's the first thing we need to focus on for a purposeful life is people. Because you've heard this in every single motivational speech you've ever heard in your entire life. If you surround yourself around the wrong people, you'll become the wrong person, right? Everybody knows this. I'm not going to overdive and beat a dead horse, but if you guys are around people, everybody's here. Who traveled in for this? Who lives here? Okay. Yeah. Well, not in La Jolla. Not like in the house, right? Like whose house is this? Whose house is this? Yeah. It's a nice house. But so you guys can come here. It's really easy for you to get into a new realm. It's really easy for you to be around a new group of people, get super motivated, get super inspired, gung-ho, and then you go right back home to the same shit group of friends that you've convinced yourself that you have to stay friends with because you've been friends with them for so long. It's been 8 years. We were friends through high school. I owe it to them to still be their friend. And yet you don't agree with anything that they do, anything that they say, yet you're still a willing participant. So if you're around people when you're at home and they do things that you don't agree with and you do nothing, you're showing yourself what you actually agree with. Does that make sense? And so how you do one thing is how you do all things. If there's anything you guys take away from me today, that's the sentence. How you do one thing is how you do all things. If you trash talk people or you're around people who trash talk, guess what they're doing when you're not around? I have a thing, for lack of a better word, in my life. If a friend comes to me and says, hey, this person was talking shit about you, I don't want to know why they were talking shit. I want to know why they felt comfortable telling you. Because that shows me right now where that person's integrity lies. So if people are coming to you to gossip, people are also gossiping about you, and people also think that you're the type of person they can go to for gossip, which means you're not the right people to live a purposeful life. So you're surrounding yourself and attracting yourself with people who are not the right people to live a purposeful life. Does that make sense? So the people around you, questions to ask. Are they lifting you up? And I mean really lifting you up. Not like, hey, I'm going to support you because me supporting you gives me something in return. Be careful for that. Oh, if I know you're successful, if I'm there and I praise you, I know I'm going to get some kickback. Maybe you got more followers than your friends and they want more followers. There's snakes in the grass everywhere. I'm sorry to tell you, this life is not sunshine and rainbows. There are fucking snakes out there, and they are waiting for you to fuck up so that they can get ahead based off of you. So are they really lifting you up? Are they giving you praise when you're successful? When you do a 20K month, are they high-fiving you, or are they going, that's not going to last? Are they calling you out on your own bullshit? That one's big. We love being around people who just hype up every fucking idea we have, right? Here's my next idea. That's great. I'm going to do this. That's amazing. You're the best. If you don't have people who humble you and check you, you're not around the right people. And I can say, Kendall checks the absolute fuck out of me, and I check the fuck out of her. So Are those people doing things that you don't agree with? If they are, why are you still there? Because now you have a conflict in your own integrity. I don't agree with it, but I'm still tolerating it, I'm still around them. Bad company will affect good character every single time. With me? People. Number 2, okay, now I did stretch for these words to make sense, just so we're clear. So the U, unwavering focus. Look, it's my presentation, okay? I can do whatever I want. This one, I can almost guarantee you every single one of you is going to deal with in this entrepreneur journey. Who's just starting off? Who's in their first year? Who's in their second year? Third? Fourth? Eighth? Okay. Who's doing 10K a month? Let's be real. Who's doing 20? Who's doing 30? Who's doing 40? Who's doing 50? I'm just kidding, nobody's hands are up. Who's doing 120? Who's doing 100? So what gets really easy to happen in entrepreneurship is that we go and we have this massive sprint that happens right away. We dive head first, we get super fucking motivated, we have the best tools in the world, the best teachers in the world, we've got an amazing community like this, and it's really easy to get motivated and push and see a lot of success right out front. Maybe that 10K month, you like just, boom, holy shit, first month I made 10K. Some people, they go straight to 20K, I've seen it. But then for some reason they can't break past that 20K mark. Maybe for you this is a 5K mark, maybe for you this is an 8K mark. Whatever number's in your head right now, you're like, fuck, I can't get past that, that's your mark. And that's what I want you guys to focus on right now. I'm gonna use 20K as an example just because that's what I wrote. So if you build your company up to $20,000 a month, and now everything that you've done to get that company to 20K, you don't know what else to do. It becomes uncomfortable. I have to stretch and grow my capacity to get this company back past 20K, but I don't know how to do that. And then this is where shiny object syndrome comes into play. This is where every new opportunity pops up like crazy. Oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. I can do anything I want. The world's mine. So if I built this company up to 20K and I want 40K a month, well, I'm gonna just start another company and I'm gonna get that company to 20K and now I'll have 40K. But what your ignorant asses don't realize, I'm an ignorant ass too, I really am. But what we don't realize is that the company that we built to 20K was built with both of our feet in that company. So when we take one foot out of that into another company, now we have two companies that can do 10K. Because we have not given ourselves enough focus to expand our capacity to push a company past 20K a month. So it doesn't matter if you have 1 foot in, 1 foot here, and one hand in each, you got $4,000 or $5,000 companies because that's your capacity to be able to grow a company. Does that make sense? Give me a nod if you guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Cool? It's not an opportunity, it's a distraction. You guys need to be able to understand that this shit is hard. This shit demands focus. Everybody wants to coach now because everybody sees all the numbers. They say I get all this time to myself. I can go do whatever the fuck I want whenever I want and do $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months. And that is just not fucking true. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when this first started, absolutely. People were slinging. It was disgusting, the money that could be shoveled in from coaching 4 years ago, from doing nothing. You can sell a booty program on, I did this. I did. It's like once a month I would release a workout program for $10 and I would make $8,000. It was like stupid easy to make money, but it was also stupid easy to jump from ship to ship because everything was producing income. Now, there's competition. Everybody here is your friend, but we're all competition. We're all trying to grow, we're all trying to get there. And I'm not saying you have to compete against anybody, but if you get away from all the woo-woo, we're all family bullshit, everybody's a competitor. It's the truth. We're all trying to get clients. I can support my friends, but I'm still trying to get clients. I can support Zach, but I'm still trying to get clients. I'm just kidding. So you guys have to understand that you have to make the main thing the main thing. And you need purpose behind that focus because when every action has a purpose, every action has a result. Yes? Yep. You guys with me? Cool. Moving on. The R, radical honesty. This one's fun because it's really fucking hard. Who here is radically honest in every single area of their life? Oh, what? Who here knows where they should be more radically honest, but they are not? Oh, some of you guys don't know, huh? I have no idea where I should be more honest. See, here's the thing. I want you guys to write down a question right now. And I want you to think about this well after my speech is over. What about the truth makes me afraid to be honest? Yeah, let that one get on the top stove and sizzle for a little bit. What about the truth makes you afraid to be honest? You see, we tiptoe around things. When we start making good money, we don't want people to know. Maybe you guys hire assistant coaches and you don't want them to know how much money the business is making because they're not making as much as you. Maybe you feel a certain way about a friend, but you don't want to say that. Maybe you feel disgruntled about an employee and you want to tell other employees instead of that employee. All this does, I want you guys to understand one thing right now. Like for me, for my companies, all of our employees are in one group chat. You don't have to do this, you can do whatever you want. All my departments, every employee, everybody who works for me in one company is in one group chat. What I say to one person, everybody can know what I'm saying. All the money that comes in, all my employees can understand what money's coming in. See, because I have nothing to hide, because it's exhausting. I spent 10 years of my entrepreneurial journey lying, not telling the truth, trying to dilute what I needed to say, thinking 5 steps ahead of somebody so that I wouldn't offend them. And the thing about the truth is that it's a path. It's a path to walk in life, but it's the path of the warrior. It is the most mentally taxing and uncomfortable path you can walk, but it is the path of what is actually meant for you. When we dilute ourselves, we take ourselves off that path of truth. And now if you experience loss or pain or hate, you don't know if that was actually meant for you or not. How many times have you guys had conversations with people, it doesn't go your way because you're not living it purposefully, it doesn't go your way, and then 10 minutes later you're like, fuck, I wish I would have said that. Or shit, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Maybe if I would have done this, it would have been different. Maybe if I would have embraced my honesty, things could have been different. That's where regret comes in. That's where people can manipulate what you say, twist your words, get offended. So here's the thing. If I'm radically fucking honest with you guys, that's the honesty. That's not me. If you get offended or triggered by the honesty, that's with you and the truth. Because the truth has nothing to do with me. If you're pissed off about the truth, I can't do anything about that. And if that causes somebody to leave, then I know that whoever was meant to leave was literally meant to leave. I don't have to worry if I said the right thing or the wrong thing. The radical truth has the way of opening every door, lifting every rug, washing out every shadow where all of these things hide. You don't have to sit here and think and worry if something is there or hidden or not because everything is out in the open. What's meant to come will come. What's meant to leave will leave. It doesn't matter how painful, how confusing, or how hurtful it is. You can know that you are walking that path of everything that is actually meant for you. Give me the poetry snaps, please. All right, next one. Again, a stretch. Personality through vulnerability. I'm just going to scribble it. You heard me. This kind of is going to translate into the radical honesty approach, obviously, because you can't be vulnerable without what? Honesty. Son of a bitch, you guys are good. So look, there is an anointing that I believe is on every single one of your lives. I mean that. I'm not trying to hype you up, not trying to blow smoke up your ass. Doesn't really matter to me if you think that or not. But I know there is one. I've been in the same seats as you. I've been in the same positions as you. Like, look, I'll be honest with you guys. If anybody was supposed to not be successful, it was me. I grew up in a trailer park with just me and my mom. Rent was like $300 a month. We barely made that. My dad walked out when I was 2, so I was statistically fucked, right? Statistically fucked. Trailer park, single, I was Eminem. I was basically Eminem. Okay? But if anybody, so here's the thing is, we can either embrace what we've been through, or we can hide from it. We can either hold guilt and shame around all the mistakes that we've done, all the people that we've hurt, all the things that we've been through that we might not be fully proud of, or we can embrace them. Because at the end of the day, everybody is, here's the thing, everybody's a woke coach now, all right? I'm just gonna say it. Every fitness coach is fucking woke and spiritual now. It's like, my coaching's different because I make my clients journal affirmations every morning and we get on a Zoom and we meditate. Like, we're different. No, you're not. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Everybody's doing that now. And if everybody's coaching is different, then nobody's coaching is different. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Okay? 3 years ago, being one of those people who was more about the mindset and the spirituality and those types of growths, you were different. Now you're not. That's the fucking truth. And here's what's happening. Everybody is saying, well, this person did that and they were successful. This person did that and this person did that. So I'm going to do all three of those things. And now all you're doing is taking 3 parts of 3 different people and trying to pretend that it's your own. And it's not. You're nowhere to be found in your message. You're nowhere to be found in your work. You're nowhere to be found in your serving of clients. Because you are just saying, well, everybody else is doing it this way. I think that sounds good, so that's what I'm going to do. Are you guys with me? Do you understand what I'm saying here? Okay. We are so good at making ourselves like everybody else. We think we're being different, but we're doing what we see everybody else doing. Am I wrong? Some of you are like, oh, yeah, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You are. I'm not. I'll tell you guys one thing. Very rarely am I wrong, okay? It's my world. You're all just living in it, basically. All right, Kendall, I get it. So look, if you guys want to be like everybody else, lie. If you want to be like everybody else, pretend, cheat, steal, put up a front, hide yourself. If you guys want to be different, if you actually want to be leaders, if you actually want to change people and get people to trust you, be vulnerable and be radically fucking honest. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody. Everybody wants to sit here and prance around and float down the sidewalks and talk about how life is supposed to be fun and free and no worries, and if it's not meant for me, then I leave it, and like if my life is any sort of discomfort, it's not for me. None of those people make money. That's the truth. This life around, well, I'm woke, I'm spiritual, I'm free, I shouldn't have to work hard. I don't need systems. If the universe wants me to have it, I'll fucking have it. That's not how it works, okay? Systems give you freedom. Discipline gives you freedom. Sacrifices give you freedom. Vulnerability gets people to see your humanity. It gets them to trust you, and when they trust you, they give you money. And now you're free because you're being fucking real. And that is what the universe rewards, not a mask. With me? Cool. Oh, this is a good one. Obsession. Who here is passionate about fitness coaching? Time for some radical honesty. Oh, no, keep them up. Time for some radical fucking honesty. Oh, you guys aren't passionate? You're not passionate about fitness coaching? Huh? What are you passionate about? Yep.
I'm a business coach for...
Okay, you're passionate about business coaching? Okay, cool. Keep it up. Okay, if you're passionate about the business that you're currently doing, put your hands up. Now, radical fucking honesty. Keep them up if you're obsessed.
I am obsessed. But it'll come out, like, it can come out in negative ways. So...
How so? Give me a negative way.
Like, I'm obsessed that I will burn myself out by obsessing so much that then I will procrastinate and ignore it to a point.
Mm-hmm. So you're obsessed with your mission, or are you obsessed with burning yourself out and making yourself look busy?
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the mission and
there's a difference.
Underneath is like...
Yeah, respectfully, all love in my heart, there's a difference, right? There's a difference. We will convince ourselves I'm obsessed with my mission, and then we will drive ourselves into the ground thinking this is what we need to do. And then we show up a shittier version of ourselves every single day. You cannot serve your clients if you're sleep deprived. You cannot serve your clients if you're over-caffeinated. You cannot serve your clients if you're stressed out. But we'll convince ourselves, this is what I need to do because I need to be obsessed. No. There's a difference between a passion and an obsession. A passion, you're gonna get fucking stomped out. The first bad season, look, you're all gonna have a bad season of business. all right? You're gonna do it. You're gonna have a season where like 30 clients drop off at once, you don't sign any more for 3 months, and your hair's gonna start fucking falling out. You're gonna be canceling Netflix. Like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I knew it. I knew this wasn't for me. Okay? Because you're just passionate. And so it's really fucking easy to be passionate when everything's going up. But the second it drops down, that passion's gone. Because it's contractional. Right? I'm only passionate when I'm making money. Well, that's fucking easy. Right? I'm really passionate about dubstep when I'm rolling on Molly. No shit. Right? Just an example. Hey, look. All right. Shut up. Okay, look. You need to be fucking obsessed with what you are trying to do. When those bad seasons come, whether you are at the all-time highs or the all-time lows, who are you showing up as? Are you the same person? If you're not, if your personality, if your drive, if your output is dictated on whether you're in a super high or a super low, you're not obsessed. You're not obsessed with your mission. You're obsessed with making money. And if you're obsessed with making money, you're going to be crushed when you're not making money. Your self-worth is tied to how much money you're making. Men, we have this 10 times harder. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Men, we have a lot of our self-worth tied to how much money we make. It's all right. Own it. That's why I hate myself. Just kidding. I'm kidding. But look, there are people out there that need your guys' help. There are people out there that you and only you are meant to serve based off of the shit that you've been through, the way that you see the world. But if you keep playing small to keep yourself safe, they can't find you. Those people that you're meant to help, they don't know you fucking exist. You're playing it small. We're worried about judgment. We're worried about criticism. What are people going to think about me? What if people disagree with my message? Good. Those aren't the people for my message. Oh my God, I don't know how many of you guys follow me on Instagram. I'm like the king for triggering people. Jesus. It's like every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, there's 50 more fake DMs. Right? My message is meant to be polarizing. I own that. I'm fucking obsessed with triggering people into evolution. If you guys are triggered right now, good. You have 2 choices when you get triggered. It can trigger an evolution or it can trigger offense. That's the truth. There's only 2 paths when you get triggered. And it's up to you guys to choose that. But you need to become obsessed. Those people need to find you. Something inside of you needs to snap. Like you need to have that thing that snaps. You need to eventually get tired of not getting the clients that you want. You need to be tired of being broke. You need to be tired of buying material things for you to feel good. You need to be tired of your friends talking shit about you. You need to be tired of the environment that you're in. It needs to fucking snap. You guys need to become obsessed with the climb. You need to be obsessed with just climbing the mountain. The man who loves to climb is going to see more summits than the man who just loves the summit. Because when he gets to the first peak, he stays. The man who loves to climb climbs down, he climbs another one, because he just fucking loves climbing. He's obsessed with the climb. He doesn't have this end goal. Once I get to the top, I can relax. That's passion. I have a passion for climbing because I'm obsessed with the peak. And that's why you guys will get stomped out if you only rely on passion. Are you with me? Yes. S, service. This one really does not need that much going into. We are all in the service-based industry. But I want to ask you guys a question. Here's another question for you to write down for yourselves. How am I expanding my capacity to serve others? It's really easy to buy a new course or buy a new system or buy a new CRM to expand the capacity of our business to scale it. But how are we as leaders expanding our capacity to serve the people that are in front of us? What are you doing for you? How are you growing? How are you elevating your consciousness? How are you opening your heart more? How are you becoming more vulnerable? How are you able to connect with people more? This can be something as easy as looking at yourself in the mirror for 2 minutes every morning with eye contact so that you open your capacity to connect and have intimacy. Intimacy is how we get people to change. It's how we lead them. It's how we serve. The deepest layer of service is connection. Right? It's deep-rooted in our heart, in intimacy, in love. People need to know that you fucking give a shit about them. I love bringing up Jesus in this. So those of you guys who aren't religious, it's okay, you can leave it. It's just a man. But Jesus was, for those of you guys who don't know who Jesus is, Jesus Jesus was like the Son of God, right? It's like, oh shit, all right, like this is fucking Jesus. And there's a story in the Bible where he gets down on his hands and knees and he starts washing all the dirt off these men's feet. And they're basically, okay, we'll fast forward 22. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're Jesus, right? Like, what are you doing down there? Get up. And he was like, your feet are dirty. That's why I'm down here. He was humble, and he was the best leader ever because he was the greatest servant ever. He expanded his capacity to serve people in as many ways as possible. It did not matter if it was the highest level of service or the lowest level of service. He was humbled and dedicated and obsessed with being able to serve. So if you guys want a purposeful life, if you want imposter syndrome to go away, you need to dedicate yourself to a life of service. This day and age where people were charging the most amount with the least amount of fulfillment, that shit's fucking over. If I got anything to say about it, I'm over it. Fuck that. You guys are the new wave of people leading the new age of business, and you guys need to have integrity, and you guys need to have extreme care beyond that, because a lot of people have been fucking burned. A lot of people have been overcharged, underserved, gaslit, and have this massive bad taste in their mouths. And now they are scared to trust somebody in order to change their own lives, and they don't know how to do that. Our service should be 10x what they're paying for, because we can. It's not about you're compensating me too much for this, right? There's another part in the Bible where Jesus would tell his disciples, when they make you walk a mile, walk 2. As a slave. Because what can you take from the man who's willingly giving everything? How can somebody take advantage of you if you are willingly giving everything you have to everybody? Nobody can take advantage of me. I can't sit here and say, man, I gave that person everything and they weren't grateful. I'm so hurt. I give everybody everything. If you're in my life, I got you. Even you guys here, shoot me a message. If I have a way to serve you, I will, because I can. Because I am obsessed with serving. Feel me? Everybody still with me? Am I losing anybody? It's honestly going better than I thought it was going to go. All right, next one. E, embrace discomfort. Who likes being uncomfortable? Okay, come on, nobody likes being uncomfortable. You're like, I'm gonna be fucking sick right now. I'm fucking sick, dude. I'm sitting on nails. Look, nobody likes discomfort. It's fucking uncomfortable. We can tell ourselves all day long, like, oh, no, I've learned to love it. Like, I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable. Well, if you're comfortable with it, then it's not uncomfortable. It's the truth, right? It's this, we have these absolute ways of being motivational with everybody and saying, I love discomfort. It's like, shut up, no, you don't. No, you don't. You love people to think that you love discomfort, which is why you're going out of your way to put a false image on about yourself. Like, you don't love it, which is why you don't do it enough, which is why you're not where you want to be in life. That's the truth. Because this entrepreneurship game, this business game, this service game, there's a lot of fucking discomfort that comes with it. When you guys have a message that you really, really fucking believe in, people are going to get triggered. People are going to get triggered. If you go out and you tell people that the way that they're doing something is wrong, dear God. Dear God. Okay? It's the world we live in. People are getting triggered in their own dysfunction, though, and that's what we have to understand. People who are functional do not get triggered. They do not lash out. But it's uncomfortable when the dysfunctional lash out against us because you do not actively seek out discomfort in your life. If you are not continuously exposing yourself to discomfort, discomfort is going to fuck you up in this business game. If you're only passionate and you don't seek out discomfort, you might as well just go home right now. Okay? Because what you guys are trying to do and build, this is the big leagues. This is the big time. This is financial freedom. This is setting up generational wealth. This is building a life that you never thought possible. If you think that that's not going to come without discomfort, oh my goodness, well, I got news for you, okay? I've been doing this 10 years and it fucking sucks, okay? It doesn't get any easier. But embracing and standing into discomfort, it takes courage. And I'll tell you guys right now, whoever is having imposter syndrome, whoever's feeling underqualified, you don't need anything to give you that, you just need courage. Underqualified stops with courage. Imposter syndrome, it stops with courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the acceptance of fear. And then doing it anyways. I'm not telling you not to be afraid. There's a quote that says you're either living in fear or faith, right? You can't walk in both. I think that's bullshit. I think that's a belief because I can have faith in myself and I can still be fucking afraid. It's scary out here. See, what I want you guys to, just a side notion here, really easy for us to read one quote and be like, oh my God, that's it. I get it now, right? It's like somebody does something, you're like, no. This quote says that you don't do that if you feel this way, right? We all do it, right? It's like, fuck, well, shit, if I'm afraid, I guess I must not have faith. It's bullshit, okay? So just a little disclaimer. But so you guys need to harden yourselves. You need to polish yourselves. I am huge. You can do whatever you want for discomfort. I'm kind of a psychopath. And like for me, I realize that my massive comfort zone for me in my business is $50K a month. Massive comfort zone. I get there, I'm like, I do not live a $50K lifestyle. I live like a $6K lifestyle. So I'm like, I'm good. I don't need anything. But I get so comfortable, I stop doing anything. I stop caring. That's the truth, right? It's real. It's honest. But I've been able to identify this about myself. And now when I'm at those places, it's like, man, I got to go through almost psychotic lengths to keep myself uncomfortable. Like I sleep on my hard tile floors once a week. I do. Look, we're in this generation now. Nobody can sleep without their Tempur-Pedic mattress. We need our cold airflow pillow. The AC needs to be at 68, and I need a fan on, otherwise I can't sleep. And you think you're going to come out here and dominate a business space? Are you serious? Give me a break. We need to be chasing discomfort. You need to make discomfort your bitch, or it's going to make you its bitch. Okay? A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trial. But if we are avoiding trials, we are never going to harden ourselves, right? The definition of comfort is to reinforce from within. Did you guys know that? Yeah, neither did I. Just made it up. I'm just kidding. No, I did. No, that's the real definition. That's the real definition. But look, question to ask yourself. Look at your life. Write it down. If it's easy, why am I still doing it? Think about anything in your life right now. If it's easy, why am I still doing it? That question radically improved my life. The more things we try to keep in our daily routine that are easy, the easier our routine comes, the more comfortable we get. Look, another one, I hate the cold. I hate it. Despise it, really. And I hate waking up early. Every morning I wake up at 5 a.m., I put on a tiny little pair of shorts, and I go walk my dogs 3 blocks around in the freezing cold. By the time I get back inside, I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm pissed off. Okay? But hey, I'm ready. I'm ready now, right? Discomfort ain't gonna get me because I went and got it, okay? If you can hear my voice, right now, you have work to do, period. I wish I could sit here and tell you that eventually this shit gets easier, that eventually you don't have to work as hard, that eventually you get to just go off in la la land, but that's not true. It's an illusion. This is a life of service to yourself, to your others, or to others, and to your mission. Feel me? Cool. Faith. Almost done. How long have I been talking? 40 minutes? Wow. Okay. Who here has a faith? Hands up. Who has a faith? This could be in the universe, in God, and whatever, right? Okay. I want you guys, please, everybody do this right now. Just do it for me. Write down what you believe in. Just write it down for yourself. It's just an experiment, right? Doesn't have to be right, doesn't have to be wrong. Nobody has to look. God, universe, higher power, like whatever. Whatever it is that you believe in the most. Okay. Show of hands, who wrote God? Who wrote the universe? Who wrote a higher power? Who wrote themselves? All right, flex. Way to ruin my entire fucking speech. But look, the question, when I ask you what you believe in most, why do you not say yourself? Why? All right, see you guys. Why was your first answer not yourself? Why is your faith based so much in something outside of you? It's so that you don't have to look within. Because when we don't have faith in ourselves, we have to have faith so strong in something outside of us. But when you can mesh the two, that's when you become unstoppable. If you don't have faith in you, how's God going to have faith in you? If you don't have faith for you, how are people going to have faith in you? If you don't have faith in your capacity to handle what you're asking God for, why would he trust you to give it to you? You have to expand your capacity of faith inside of yourself, or you will get stomped out. At the end of the day, the only person that you're walking this path with is literally yourself. You need to be your best friend, your best ally, your best support system. You need to be able to rely on you more than anything. The fastest way to get over imposter syndrome is to literally keep promises to yourself. It's to instill unquestionable faith in yourself. I said I'm going to do this. I don't have to question whether or not I am going to do it because I have faith in my integrity. Which leads me to my next one, which is unquestionable integrity. When people talk about you, when you're not around, what do they say? What do you think they say? When I tell a group of friends, oh, hey guys, I've got this new idea that I'm thinking, or I think I'm going to do this week. When I walk away, are they all going, man, another idea from Nick, right? Oh, he's always cooking up something, right? Do people trust what you say? Are you in a position where if you say something that people in your life go, well, if they said it, then it must be true? If you're not, and if you even have to ask, like, oh, would they believe me or would they not believe me? You haven't been living in your integrity. Unquestionable integrity means I am fully aligned with my highest self to the largest degree. And the questions I like to ask myself to feel if I am aligned with that highest self is, if everybody knew what I was doing right now, would I still do it? If nobody knew what I was doing right now, would I still do it? And if I answer no to either of those, I'm not acting out of integrity. That's hard. Because when people aren't looking, that's when we like to slip. But if we slip when people aren't looking, well, we lose faith, and now we start to question our integrity. Because our integrity becomes transactional. Well, I'm fully in my integrity when everybody knows what I'm doing. Oh, but when I have the weekend off and nobody's home, I'm going to not work. And then I'm going to bitch to Zach about how the systems aren't working. Or maybe your clients will go off and not eat all weekend, and then you get the check-in. They're like, I just don't feel like this is working. And you're like, Jasmine, you took 2 extra large pizzas down the woofer this weekend. Like, what do you want me to do about that? You know? When people aren't in their integrity, it's noticeable. When people are lying, you know it. When you are unquestionably in your integrity, when you have faith in yourself, when you are radically honest and vulnerable, you get to see through everybody's bullshit like that. And that is a superpower for an entrepreneur. Because I want to be honest with you guys, people will use you and abuse you. Not everybody is your friend when you start being successful. People will see you climbing a ladder and they think, well, if I can just grab her, pull her back, I can get ahead and use her head to step up. People are ruthless. If you're not living in your integrity, you will not be able to know if people are living in theirs. Last one. Legacy. If you die today, what are you leaving behind? If you walked out, I'm going to, personal story here, okay? We actually lost a friend a couple weeks ago from a extremely freak accident. extreme freak accident. Could have been anybody. Died. And when I went to this candlelight prayer for him, everybody spoke about him. Everybody was so loving. And something that shook me to my core was that somebody during one of their conversations pulled up their phone and they said, man, the last text that he just sent me was just randomly on Wednesday, and it said, like, hey, man, you're crushing it. Love you. Let me know if you need anything. And like 9 other people pulled out their phones and had the same text message. And I asked myself the question, if I died today, what's the last thing everybody got from me? Was I trying to be cool and hold a grudge? Was I not saying what I needed to say? Was I not being radically honest with everybody in my life? Was the last thing I said to somebody hateful, or was it loving? What is the legacy I'm going to leave behind? Because here's the thing, we'll leave a legacy behind as a whole, but we also will leave a legacy behind with every individual person in our lives. They will all have a different legacy of you in their own minds. And I think that's very important to understand as we go through this life. There's a story, I'm going to butcher it, but you'll get it. So there were these 2 brothers, identical twins. One of their brothers, he went on to become this massive arms dealer. He was making hundreds of millions of dollars. He was in the highest of circles with celebrities. He was doing all these parties. He was just living the fucking dream. And one day his twin brother died in a plane crash. And the news tabloids got it mixed up and they thought he died. And the next morning he read his obituary in the newspaper. And it read, "The Merchant of Death has died in a plane crash." And that shook something in him. And he realized, I've been doing all of this, I've been living this dream, but the legacy I'm leaving behind on my name is the Merchant of Death. And so this man sold his entire company. His name was something Nobel, and I think this is where the Nobel Prize came from. I could be completely wrong, but that was the story that I read in the book, I think. And so he sold his whole fortune. He started rewarding people for doing good things for humanity. Okay? Because he got to see what he was leaving behind, and it scared the shit out of him. So when we are focusing on, here's what I want to ask you guys. Right now in your life, are you focused on building monuments for yourself? Are you focused on building up the tallest, best-looking marble statue of you so that everybody looks at you and goes, wow, you're incredible? Are you building up your life so that you get praise from other people? Or are you building up your life to be of service for others so that there's something that lives after you're gone? See, because man, we're a beast that will eventually die. And we have this thing that we do where during our lives we will buy and buy and buy and buy and buy and buy, hoping that something we buy ends up being life everlasting. Because we don't want to sit down and live a purposeful life. We don't want to create priorities. We don't want to make sacrifices. We just want all the praise right now. Look, I don't know about you guys, but when I die, I would rather leave a legacy than a Lambo. But if you do it right, you can probably leave both. Thanks, guys. That's my speech. What?
Do you guys have any questions for me?
Oh, Q&A. I love Q&As. Hit me. All right, sweet. See you guys next time.
Damn, that was good.
Thank you.
You triggered me, so I know it was good.
Good.
Yeah, I have a question, bro.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've been struggling with, and I work with another coach too, on like some deeper personal development type shit. And like
Good for
I
you.
know I'm a strong presence, I have a strong voice, I always have, and I've worked on myself through like a lot of pain, so I'm able to see like a lot of the shit on other people. So now my challenge is, how do I speak authentically and like truthfully, but with tact, so it's delivered? Because in the past, I would use my ability to understand and read people out of insecurity and pain to hurt people when I was young. So now healing that, it's like I'm afraid to do it again. So I'm holding back the power that I hold and the ability to impact other people.
Mm-hmm. So what exactly is your question?
My question is, how do I balance delivering my message in an authentic way without having old pain come up in a way that wants to dominate people?
Well, I think you have to get crystal clear on your intention behind why you're trying to deliver the truth in the first place.
Okay.
Right? Because if we deliver the truth because we expect somebody to do something when they're presented with that truth, that's not delivering the truth, that's manipulation.
Right. And that's my challenge. That's what like
Well,
I healed.
so-
I didn't realize I was doing it in the past.
Yeah, well, good for you for being self-aware.
Right.
For me, I always like to come back to the point of, hey, the truth is on my hand right now. The truth is not me. The truth is not you. Here's the truth of the situation. If you choose to accept that, that's on you, and I can't control what you do, right? So if I try to, like you said, if I'm tactical about how I deliver the truth, I'm trying to deliver the truth in a way that gets people to do what I want them to do, instead of respecting that people are their own sovereign individuals and they can do whatever they want. They can choose to accept or reject the truth. The truth doesn't give a shit. So neither can we. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I guess what comes up for me is, like, say what the fuck I want to say and say how the fuck I want to say it. You know what I mean?
So here's the
but I don't
okay.
want to be reckless with it. I guess that's the clarity that I'm
The truth has to be delivered with love, or it won't work.
Right.
Okay? The truth can exist without love, but love cannot exist without the truth.
Right. So how do I create that? You know what I mean? That's
Well,
the challenge I'm having.
How do you create love in your voice, in your message? Is what you're asking?
Yes. I guess, like, how can I be truthful and honest without it hurting other people? But that's what you're saying.
But here's
If
the
I'm
thing.
just speaking the truth, I don't have to worry about shit.
I'm not here to worry if I trigger somebody,
Right.
right? A trigger is a sign that you need to focus on something inside of yourself.
Absolutely.
There are two choices when you get triggered. Evolve or offense. I cannot dictate what somebody does. My job is not to spare your guys' feelings.
Right.
If I dilute my truth to make you guys feel good, I'm doing you a disservice. That's not love. I love y'all, man. This shit's hard. I wish I had people that were brutally fucking honest with me from a good place. Not who were gaslighting me and blowing smoke up my ass so they could get something in return. Or saying, oh man, like you're such a fucking awesome coach. Like you could be making millions. Sign up. Gaslighting people into spending money. If I can just deliver the truth because that's when I embody my own truth, it's my truth regardless of what anybody says or does. If you want to judge me, okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Like I love myself enough to honor the truth.
Gotcha. And I do, and I guess what comes up for me is then it comes up to the courage part of it then. Just, I know what my intentions are and where I'm coming from, and however it comes out, it is being.
You're still worried about judgment.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah, your fear of judgment. You're fearing of how the truth is going to be received.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with
Because
you.
my shit is,
But we
my
don't-
shit is there.
Other people's emotions are not our responsibility.
Right.
I am here as a messenger for my mission.
Got it.
If that makes you want to cast stones at me, then throw them, because I can't control that.
And so it's the courage part for me.
Yeah,
Got it.
dude, if people want to hate me, they were going to hate me. Here's the thing is, I embody the truth. The people who wanted to hate me, they just have a reason to hate me now.
Right.
They already hated me. Now they're just vocal about it.
You're just shedding light on their.
That's it. The people who want to hate you guys, they already fucking hate you. They're just waiting for an excuse to be like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. They get this all the time. I was such a loyal follower for so long, and I can't believe you did this. I'm unfollowing you now. No, you weren't.
Got it.
No, you weren't. Right?
Awesome.
Remember, people only get triggered in their own dysfunction.
100%. It's the same for everybody.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else? Yep.
I just want to say thank you.
Dude, thank you.
For your message. I feel like two things. For me, sometimes, it's interesting that you use the acronym for purposeful, right? Sometimes I feel like I lose sight of purpose in life. I feel like I've just been kind of going through and just being like, whatever happens, happens, you know what I mean? I didn't plan to be a personal trainer. I didn't plan to be an online fitness coach. It kind of just happened. During COVID, it kind of switched the whole trajectory of what I was going to do. So ever since I started this business, it was kind of like, well, whatever happens, happens. I don't really know what my vision looks like. What is my coaching business going to look like in 10 years, 5 years? What do I see myself doing? I don't know. So starting with that, that premise of purpose really makes sense now.
Let me
Where I
just
feel.
add something to this real quick, right? About not knowing what my life's going to look like in the future. It's not about what you've already done, and it's not about what you're going to do. It's about what you're doing right now. That's where purpose lies. Yeah. Depression can only exist in the past. Anxiety can only exist in the future, right? None of that exists in the present moment. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, you good. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for
Yeah, I appreciate you.
It just gives me a little bit more clarity on what I should be doing in this moment.
Good, man. I'm glad.
Able to at least keep me on a good trajectory to be successful.
Absolutely, brother.
And the second thing is that, you know, hearing things like this, and you know, I appreciate you being 100 and being real, because sometimes being in a space like this where, you know, a speaker like you comes in and tells you the real, you know what I mean, like that shit makes part of myself uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having friends and people around you that will talk to you like you talking to us right now is something I feel like I need. Like, you know, because, and I tried to hide and kind of shy away from it and kind of separate myself from those people because they made me uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I realized about myself that around those certain people, I had to ask myself, why does this person make me feel uncomfortable? I actually say, my man Drew over there, he's one of those people. I've never told him to his face, but I plan on telling him.
Yeah. Radical fucking honesty. Let's go. Wow. A transformed life. Son of a bitch. That's a new record.
When I met Drew, I saw something in him that's like, yo, like this guy is freaking nuts. Like he has this insane vision, and he knows what he wants for his life, and he's freaking driven. He's one of the most just driven people I ever met in my life, and that kind of like, I low-key scared me for a little bit. I was like, yo, like this dude on his shit. You know what I mean? He's more. It seems like he's more confident, more motivated than I am, and you know that kind of puts me in a place where I'm like, makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And then I kind of had to ask myself, I'm like, you know what? Like, why does he make me feel uncomfortable? Like he's a real cool dude. You know, like he's a great person just to be around. Like we work out all the time together.
You're a good dude, Drew.
And we be talking.
You're a good dude.
We be shooting the shit with each other sometimes. But I'm like, I had to ask myself, I'm like, why does he make me uncomfortable? Well, because he fucking pushes me, and he's fucking real about everything, and he just, you know, his mindset is just so, you know, is something that I want to also embody and embrace.
Good, man.
You know, and that's why I admire this man so much. So, and just being around people that make me feel uncomfortable, being real with me and telling me, you know, humbling me. You know what I mean? Like not just telling me what I want to hear, but telling me what I should, you know, what I should be doing.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
Being real. And again, appreciate people like Drew, people like Zach. You know what I mean, for just being real.
We just out here being fucking real, man. We just out here being real. Any other questions before I pop off, guys?
I have a quick one.
Yes.
And I think this is different for everyone, and I think it's a daily practice, but how do you get to the point where you can confidently, without fucking up, as you will, live life in this way? Because I see this and I think it's a lot of energy. And I'm like, how do I fill up my own cup so that I can constantly be in service?
Well, first, you have to realize that this whole not fucking up doesn't exist.
Right.
I mean, I have to fuck up at least 8 times a day, at minimum. You know, it's like, I actually did a question on my Instagram yesterday, and somebody asked me about death, and I answered it this way, and I think that this kind of goes similar. Somebody said, like, do you fear death? And I said, I've experienced death so many different times in my life, whether that be death of a relationship, death of a business, death of a friend, death of, right? And eventually, when you have exposed yourself to something enough, it stops derailing you as much. It's just like kind of expressing discomfort. So when it comes to the fucking up thing, it's like, oh, well, there's another one, right? Oh, there's another one. And so when it comes to like trying to not fuck up, embodying that energy, that doesn't exist. And that's already putting you into a box of viewing yourself as doing something right or wrong. And that's not the truth. The radical truth is not right or wrong, it just is. So we have to remove ourselves as labeling things as right, wrong, good, bad, because then we get biased and we try to push towards the good and stay away from the bad instead of surrendering to what the actual truth is. And that's gonna come with fuck-ups. Heard. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you.